Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about signs that she will cheat. So as someone who's actually gone through this sort of thing before, and I even noticed the signs, and I've also had people who are close to me that have had these kinds of like infidelity sort of relationships and things like that. So I've gone through my own experience and I've witnessed it happen to other people as well. And it's one of the worst things that anyone can go through, basically, I think, because it kind of just kind of crumbles your worldview. It makes you grow up really fast because with my experience, I was probably around the age, I was in my early 20s, like very early 20s, like I was probably about 22, 21 when I got into my first relationship, right? And when I did, I was very naive. I very much had a Disney sort of fairy tale outlook on love, and it made me, just extremely naive and thinking that, things always work out in the end, and it's meant to be, all those kinds of things. So basically just a very naive worldview. And basically you kind of lose that a little bit when you go through an infidelity. So my story is I dated a girl, and it was my first girlfriend. And straight away there was red flags that she would cheat on me, right? So the first one was she actually said to me about a month in that, what would you do if I cheated on you, right? That's something that she said to me. And at the time, I remember feeling like, that's a bit of a weird thing to say. And I think I even got upset with the fact that she even asked me that question. And then I found out later on, she was telling me about her past relationships, and she was saying like, I've cheated on every person that I've dated, and that should have also been a red flag for me. But when you're kind of young and you're naive and you kind of feel like have this kind of naive overconfidence, you think, well, I'm so great, she'll never do that to me. But what I've come to learn is that you should always assume that you're in the majority of most regular people and you're not in the minority of special people, right? So I don't consider myself to be special at all. Like if I am going through something and there's like some sort of statistic on it, I'm going to assume that I'm in the majority statistic, right? So it's best to believe that you're not anything special and that you can change someone, because most likely you're not. So that's what I thought. I thought, well, she's done that to everybody she's dated, but she's not going to do that to me. So it's a very egotistical, naive thing to think about yourself. And oh boy, did I get woken up to that. So eventually she did cheat on me. And I did actually go back for a little while, and then it happened again, and that's when I left completely. But as you can see, there were warning signs from the beginning. And when she was cheating on me, it was around Christmas time, and she was very secretive with her phone. She, would go out and she would come back really late. She would doll herself up a lot, like way more than she'd ever dolled herself up for me. And that made me feel very, like, what's going on here? Like she made herself look very, 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 very attractive. And I was like, why are you dressing up that much? No, I didn't really tell her not to, or I didn't say anything about it, really, I don't think. But she, it definitely made me think, why are you dressing up like that to just go out to your friend's house for, a night out? But anyway, it was those kinds of things, like being secretive of the phone, always being on her phone, looking like she was texting someone. A very big warning flag. Now, the other signs that I've seen in other people's relationships, of people that I've known, who I've been friends with, things like that, people that I've been close to who have been cheated on, it's kind of the same sort of story, like people being very secretive with their phone all of a sudden, basically. So basically they weren't that secretive with their phone, and then suddenly they start taking their phone with them everywhere. Like they take it with them when they go to the bathroom, when they go and have a shower, things like that. And other things like just being very distant as well. And not being very open as well, and being sometimes a bit mean as well. And the reason why they're probably a bit mean is because because they know that they're doing something wrong, they try and make you look like a bad person by being mean to you, like, why don't you do this? Even if you have only just done something small, they will start to blame you for big things, and they'll make it out to be a massive deal to make you feel bad about yourself. So it's like, I'm not a saint, but you're also not a saint as well. And they'll do things like that, if that kind of makes sense. So these are all signs, basically, that she will cheat. A big sign, I think, when you start dating someone, this is how you can, like, kind of pre-qualify people that you go on dates with. Just ask her if you go on a date with her, just ask her, oh, have you ever cheated on anybody? Has there been cheating in your family? Because sometimes, if the parents have cheated on each other and they've always cheated on each other and done things like that, then it's more likely that their offspring will cheat as well, because that's just the world that they've been brought up in. And it's crazy because, like, people who cheat honestly think that that's how everyone behaves, so they don't think that there are people out there that are really monogamous, which is an absolute lie, because there are people that are monogamous. Like me and my wife, we're in a monogamous relationship. My brother and his wife, they're in a monogamous relationship. They've never cheated on each other. So there are people out there that don't cheat, basically. But people that do cheat believe that everybody does this and it's just normal. Even if they have even come in contact with the contrary. It's just something that is deeply rooted in them because they've experienced it in their own life. And it's just a habit that they've personally developed, or they've seen it while they were growing up. So you got to kind of figure out what the person that you're dating, what's her worldview. Has she cheated before? And if she's cheated before, don't be like me and think that you're going to be the one that's going to change her. You've got to believe that you're in the majority and she's not actually going to change. And the thing is that most people are not willing to change. So if you do start dating someone who has cheated, it's not very likely that they're going to change themselves, because most people don't change themselves. Most people are stuck in their ways. Now you're watching a video like this one, you're watching a coaching video. So I'm going to wager a guess that you're someone who is actually open to learning new things, open to changing themselves, and you're probably very flexible in, how you approach things in life, and you like to learn new skills, and you like to develop yourself, and become better and learn and improve. But most people aren't like that, so you're actually in a very rare minority there, right? You're in a rare, that's probably the only exception, right? A rare minority is someone who actually can do that. But if you're watching one of these kinds of videos, then you probably are in that rare minority of people that do and are willing to change themselves, which is a very good, admirable trait. So you're watching an educational video, so you're more likely to be someone who can change themselves. But, even if you give them all the books on relationships, to a cheater, even if you, send them my videos or any other coach videos, from someone on the internet, any other coaches, if you send them the information, they're probably not going to take it on board. And I've tried this before in my own life. I've tried giving my dad books on certain things. I've tried giving friends information on certain things. And they just don't listen to it. They just don't watch it. They don't read it. Because most people aren't willing to change and improve. They're quite happy the way that they are, which is fair enough. And then I realized, you kind of have to let go of that. When I started learning about personal development and I got more into what, the techniques in dating and relationships, pretty much like the kind of journey that you're on now. I was once where you are now, where you're learning this kind of stuff. And I got really excited because I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. This makes a lot of sense. I'm going to send it to these people because I know that they need this advice, because I needed this advice. And they didn't take it on board. And that's when I realized some people just don't change. Some people are just not willing to change, right? And I thought, well, okay, I think I've learned a lesson here, a new lesson, that some people are just not going to change. Some people are just not willing to change, and it's only like a small amount of people that are actually susceptible and willing to change themselves and to improve themselves, which is fair enough. Other people can live their lives the way that they want to, and it kind of made me very zen about it. Like, oh, some people are just the way that they are, and I can't do anything about it. I can give them all the information in the world, but they probably won't take it on board. And it made me learn to let go, basically. Like, I can only control what I do. I can control what I learn. I can control, my actions. But I can't really control anyone else. Like, it's like the old cliche saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So that's a valuable lesson as well. And even if you are with someone who could be cheating on you, if you're with a woman who may be cheating on you, you could send her videos on relationship counseling. You could send her information on this, on that, whatever it may be. but she still might not change. Now, that doesn't mean that she won't, though, because there is a chance that she could change, because she might be one of those people that are willing to change. But from my personal experience, people rarely do change themselves and are open to changing themselves. So keep that in mind. Obviously, it's up to you what you're going to do if you find out, from these signs that I've given you, whether or not she is cheating on you. But hopefully she's not. And perhaps you were just doubting yourself, and perhaps maybe you just needed a bit of a confidence boost. Maybe you just need a bit of a bigger boost in your self-esteem, and realize that you are worthy of love. And that's another thing that you got to remember as well. Like, even if this girl is cheating on you, it's not your fault. Like, it really isn't your fault. Like, it's 100% totally their fault, because that's just their worldview. Like I said, a lot of cheaters believe, in fact, most cheaters believe that everybody is a cheater, that everyone would do this if given the chance. So it's not your fault. It's just their worldview. It's just who they are. And probably no matter what no matter what you do, basically, you probably wouldn't be able to even change them anyway. So just chalk it up to experience. Leave the relationship if you realize that this person is cheating on you and you confront them about it, or you find out, or maybe you've just found out. So all I can say is good luck to you, because it is a difficult situation. But what I can tell you about that is, looking back on the relationship that I told you about at the beginning of this video that I was in, is that if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have learned a lot of things, and it wouldn't have made me the person I am today. So in a way, I'm quite grateful for that relationship, because it opened my eyes up to a lot of different things. It made me learn. It was a good wake-up call in some areas, and it helped me develop and helped me become stronger, and it helped me realize what the red flags were and to look out for those in future relationships I had. And I'm now happily married, and I couldn't be happier. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you would like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.